7:30. I just woke up and there's an insanely beautiful cloud inversion and sunrise. So it's a beautiful morning. It is almost 7:30 and almost everyone is gone, and I'm also ready to leave. Today again, not as long a day, and I'm planning to stop at the campsite. So yeah, should be a good day. It's beautiful weather, it's mostly going downhill, so I'm pretty excited for it. And it's the first day more in like out of the Basque country and in the high Pyrenees. I just took a misstep and I just tumbled down a few meters. Luckily it's not very steep here, so I didn't go very far, but I was scared for a second there. But luckily no damage done, just a bit dusty, I think. But yeah, I need to take better care where I put my feet, I guess. Than I remember from reading the map, but I've reached the col, so from here it's mostly down and it's beautiful up here. From the spot where I took a break, like on the col, it's been quite steep going down, first through like grassy slopes, and luckily there was like a cottage there where I could refill water because I was getting pretty low on water. And now I've come to this beautiful woods, and it's a lot of pine as well, so it smells amazing. And I think if I looked at the map correctly, it's gonna be mostly woods all the way to Lescun, where this today's section ends, and my campsite is about 20 minutes beyond that. But it will be a place for some grocery shopping for dinner and breakfast. Actually, I need quite a lot of stuff. I've come out of those beautiful woods, and now it's a bit alternating between some wooded area and like more open area, but every time you come in a bit more open area, the views are just insane. I'm just now in like a bowl, sort of surrounded by these big mountains. It's really cool. Almost 12:30 and I just finished my lunch break overlooking these mountains. I don't think it's very far anymore to Lescun, and yeah, I'm looking forward to something cool to drink. It's very, very warm today. It's a beautiful day, but quite warm. I guess this village is Lescun, where yeah, this section ends, and where I'm gonna find a grocery store. It was obscured from view until like just now, so it's a welcome sight knowing that I'm almost done for the day. And I'm not sure about the time, I think it's around 2 o'clock, so I have a pretty good long afternoon for some good rest. I'm in Lescun. I just met up with some of the others walking who've been at the same place the last 2 nights. So we had a drink here, and there's a shop inside as well, so I got some groceries. So I'm gonna have spaghetti tonight with some fresh vegetables, so that should be good. I got to the campsite just outside of Laskoon and I've pitched my tent. I've had a shower and I still have quite a lot of the afternoon and evening, so I'm really looking forward to more relaxing because there's some really tough and long days coming up, I think. And I also think this is the last campsite for a while. I think the next couple of nights will be a wild camp. I'm just leaving the campsite. It was a really relaxed stay. I just took my time for breakfast as well. I think it's around 8 o'clock, I'm not sure yet, but today's a short day and not as difficult, not too many ups and downs, so yeah, should be good. It rained all night, but luckily it's dry now. The clouds are still very low, but that's okay. It doesn't rain, so all is good. For that long yet, but it's very cloudy, so again I'm not seeing a whole lot, but it's nice and quiet. Still very cloudy and wet, so it's a bit boring walking up and nothing much to see. I think I'm halfway up towards the col, which is good because I don't feel very strong today, so I just want the uphill to be over with, to be honest. I am now at the Col de Barranc, and this is the high point of the route today. So according to the way marking, it's just 2 more hours until the village Borsa, but it's next to another village, Esu, I think, which is where I'm either staying in a gîte, or if there's camping in the village, as someone told me, I'll be camping there. So it kind of depends. But yeah, just 2 more hours. Because I've been descending, I'm now kind of at the bottom of the cloud. So before, well, I couldn't see anything. Now I can kind of see a bit of, I think it's the valley. So the village where I'm going shouldn't be too far away. But yeah, so finally I'm getting a bit of a view, and hopefully the clouds are lifting, because well, tomorrow should be a really pretty section, so it would be a shame if I can't see anything. But yeah, I haven't checked the weather, so I have no idea, but this already feels a lot better, that I can at least see a bit what's across the valley from where I'm walking. Village of Borse, which is very quiet but very cute. All these old but like very well maintained buildings. It's really cool. I arrived in Esu and I got a cold drink at the auberge there. Brought some bread and cheese, so I'm having that as a lunch. It is after 4, and after sitting at the local cafe for a while, we got a place to pitch. Several others are here as well. We have some good mountains around us and a river on this side here, so as long as no one tells us to leave this place, it should be pretty good. This place just in the middle of the village is so relaxed. We just spent a whole, like the past 2 hours just sitting here, relaxing, reading. I'm now just finishing up the last of my spaghetti. It doesn't seem there's a lot of people in the village either. I haven't really seen anyone pass by yet, which is good because, well, we plan to stay the night here and not be told off. It is just after 6:30 and I've started packing up my things and I'll start packing up my tent now and have breakfast. Unfortunately the clouds are again quite low, so I don't know, hopefully there will be some nice views today because it's going to be quite a spectacular route. Yesterday evening the clouds really lifted, so I was kind of hoping it would stay that way and that we would get a nice clear day today. But yeah, unfortunately the clouds are quite low again. It is close to 7:30 and I'm ready to start hiking. I think this is the earliest start I've made so far, just before 7:30. But first top up my water bottle and then start climbing. I've been walking for a little over half an hour and it's been already going quite steadily uphill. And it's very humid because of the clouds, I think, so I'm very sweaty. But even though the clouds are in, I can still see quite a lot. Like there's this fort built into the rocks behind me, and I'm now gonna go over Le Chemin de Matour, I think it's called, which is like a cut-out track, like a track cut out from the rocks. Which was done in the 17th century to transport wood from up the mountain down for the navy. So I think I should be close to the beginning of that, so that is pretty cool. Almost 9 and I think I'm getting towards the end of that Le Chemin de Matour, and I'm getting in the thicker clouds. The trail is still very well visible, so there's no problem there, but other than that there's very little to see. Like I keep hearing a river but I haven't seen it. I can't see across the valley either, it's just full white cloud. Since the end of that climb with the path cut out from the rock, I've been walking along this very level, very easygoing path, and I'm kind of hoping, well, I'm not hoping, I wanted to continue for like a long time, but I know I have to start climbing again soon because today is the first day we're going above 2,000 meters. But this section is really just easy, nice going, which is good. It kind of gives my body a bit of rest while not actually sitting down, so yeah, that's nice. Starting to get a bit lighter and the views are getting further, so that's good. I think now is the steep part that's gonna come because I see more like mountains, rocks on that side. I'm not really sure which direction I'm going because, well, I'm just following the way marking. But it's starting to look a lot better. I am now at the Cabane de l'Abbaye de Sancourt. I'm just reading it off the cabin there because it's impossible for me to remember. But I'm taking a break here. It's 2 more hours more or less to the col. And so far it's really nice. It's not too steep, like there are steep sections and then a bit more level. And it's just really beautiful, and since the clouds are lifting or I'm getting higher, it's more and more views, so yeah, it's a really good day. I just left that shepherd's cabin and finally the sun's come out and like a high mountain top is visible there, so should be good getting to the top. Hopefully we're getting far views, so that would be really nice. But I finally made it to the top with amazing views that you saw just when you crossed over the saddle, over the ridge. Really spectacular. So we got to the lake where we had planned to camp because on the map that we all had there was supposed to be a bivouac area here, but that no longer exists. So there is a nice cafe there, so we're going to spend our time there because just on the other side of that wall, like the dammed lake, there is no longer national park. So if we wait until like 7, people from the parking said that we should be able to pitch our tent there as long as we also leave early, which we do anyway. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing that we can't camp next to the lake, and also because of the clouds we don't see any of the mountains around it. So maybe then tomorrow morning we can see the full scale of the mountains around here. We'll see. But first we're gonna have a drink at the cafe. So we found a camp space just in the woods above the lake. So we can't really see the lake, but yeah, should be a good place. So we're all a bit spread out. It's close to 7, but I'm already in my tent because it was getting a bit chilly. Probably because there's still a lot of clouds, so I don't know, it feels like maybe 15 degrees Celsius. So I'm just gonna go in my tent, in my sleeping bag, do some reading until I get tired. It is 7:30 and we've all packed up and we're ready to go. We're about like 45 minutes from a small village, so we're planning to have a coffee there, which I really look forward to because today is going to be a long and tough day apparently. Leaving our campsite, we stopped in Gabas because we wanted to have some coffee, but nothing was open yet, and since then we've been walking through the woods, a little bit up, mostly just easy going. We're now following this path next to a steep, well, kind of a ravine. It's been a very steep and rocky climb up through the woods, but now I've just come out of the woods and the views are stunning. Oh, but that was quite a climb. Relatively easy going now and the views are stunning, but I know it's going to be tough because we have 5 kilometers to the top, which takes around 3 hours, so it's going to be steep. Somewhere behind me there we have to cross the mountain, so that is going to be quite a long and steep climb. We're going to have our lunch break before when we cross a kind of a stream there to get all the energy we need to get to the top. There's 2 other people who just left to go over the mountain, so it's nice to see kind of where the route would go. But it's very, very high and very, very steep, I think. We've been steadily climbing, but we're taking it slow. And it seems like we're gonna do some zigzagging here and then go over there, I think. But it's beautiful here. The top is, I think, still about 100 meters of climbing, but here we've got snow. Luckily the path goes around it. There's not much either, but it's fun to see. I made it to the top, 2400 meters or so, and it was very, very steep, but the views are good. The lake below there is probably where we're gonna camp tonight, which looks pretty stunning. So we got to the lake around 5, pitched our tents. The sun is already behind the mountain, but this must be the most scenic campsite so far. So there's a lot of cows and there's a lot of tents here, so hopefully I'll have a good night's sleep.